Yeah, just a quick review of the FREETOO copper arthritis gloves. So these are made specifically for people that have hand arthritis, and they work to decrease the symptoms of hand arthritis in two specific ways. So the first way is that they provide compression. So compression helps decrease swelling, and so if you get the swelling out of your fingers and the joints, you're going to be moving them better and feel better. The other major way these things work is that they provide warmth. So we all know that heat always helps arthritic symptoms. As you put your hands in these, your hands get warmer, circulation gets better, kind of the stiffness goes away, and you're feeling a little better. So those are the two main ways that these things work. A few points about these particular gloves. They do have an open finger design, which I really like. So let's say you enjoy sewing or knitting, but you just can't do it, or you can't do it for very long. You can put these gloves on, get some pain relief, and then you're able to do it and do it longer because you have this open finger design. So you can have that fine motor tasks. You can, pinching, gripping, picking up things. So yeah, that's really good, as opposed to the closed tip ones, because there are a lot of those out there as well. So I really like the open finger design. The other thing that I really like about these is that they are machine washable, which is really kind of a big deal because you're buying these because you have hand arthritis and your hands hurt, and then these end up being hand wash only, which a lot of them are actually. Then you got to use your hands, to wash your gloves that are supposed to make you feel better, and it hurts your hands, so it's really kind of ridiculous. So I really like this feature that are machine washable. So really pay attention if you look at any other gloves, whether they're machine washable or not. So permanent temporary relief, how does that work? Well, basically, you put them on after about 30 to 60 minutes. Once you get some of that, the compression gets some of that swelling out. If you have any, hands are a little warmer, able to move them a little bit better. You're feeling pretty good. But then after you take them off, after about 30 to 60 minutes, some of the swelling might come back if you have any, and the warmth is kind of wore off. So you're kind of back where you started. But I think there actually is a way to use these kind of gloves to get more permanent relief. But you have to do a couple things. So say, for instance, we know things like exercise is really helpful and a proven treatment for arthritis. It can either eliminate or at least really decrease arthritic symptoms. So that's just been proven in the literature. But you can't really do much exercise now because your hands hurt. So what you do is you get these gloves, you put them on after about 30 or 60 minutes. Swelling goes down if you have any, hands feel warmer, able to move them better. Now you're able to do some hand exercises, okay? And then week by week, as your hands get stronger and more flexible, you'll get more permanent carryover and more permanent relief, and you won't have to wear the gloves all the time. So for example, let's say this is an example here, treat your own hand and thumb osteoarthritis. I want to start off just doing a few range of motion exercises. So if you go to hand therapy or occupational therapy, they're always going to have you do range of motion exercises. So why is that? Well, basically, the joints in your hands are synovial joints, and they have synovial fluid in there. The synovial fluid carries nutrition to the articular cartilage. That becomes a problem when you have arthritis. So what you do is, and that synovial fluid gets spread around by motion. So if you have a hand that you can't really move very well, you're not taking the fingers through the full range of motion like you should, you're not getting that synovial fluid spread around like it should. And then so the articular cartilage can suffer. But you start doing range of motion exercise, get that synovial fluid spread around, helps the nutrition to the cartilage, all that kind of stuff. Stiffness goes away. Other thing you want to consider doing is making your hands stronger. So really, like this book, just a couple of exercises to help your, your finger flexors, your pinch grip, that kind of thing. Using a light dumbbell. Strengthening exercise, you only have to do a couple times a week really to get benefits from. The other thing here is some people have base of the thumb arthritis, or also called carpometacarpal joint arthritis, or CMC joint arthritis. It's also called basal joint arthritis. Got a lot of names. Anyway, if you have it, it's unmistakable. It's right at the base of your thumb. You have the pain. Is there anything you can do about it? Well, there's surgery in some cases, but hey, there's a muscle that goes right down there called your abductor pollicis longus. As you can see, that sucker attaches right at the bottom there where the joint is at, where you're having all the trouble. So what you do is you do this exercise a couple times a week with a rubber band. Week by week, as your abductor pollicis longus muscle gets stronger, you get more stability in that joint. So the less stability you have, the less extra motion, the more control you have over the joint, the less pain you're going to have. So a lot of things you can do if you know what to do. But hey, you can't do them now, but you get the gloves, you put them on, able to do the exercises, and you get the long-term carryover. So good pair of gloves. Check them out.